Good morning. Today is Monday, September 15. It is currently 11 a.m. in the morning, and we are on our way to teach at Oakland Community College. I have my Composition 1 class where we're going to be starting project number 2 today. But despite that, today it seems to be like it's going to be an easy day. Last night they turned in all their project number 1 essay. So when I come home today after teaching this class, I'm going to start grading those. Both of my classes ended up doing that. So I have a lot of grading to do. But it should be an easy grading task. It's not that difficult. I am going to be going through the process of trying to find their weekly journals and kind of going through that. So that's pretty exciting. So we'll see. It's going to be a big day. So project number 2 being revealed and a big PowerPoint presentation on that. So hello. So introduction. If you're new here, my name is Manuel Gonzalez. I am a newly PhD student here in Wayne State University in Detroit, Michigan. If you're new to the channel, the whole purpose of this YouTube channel is to show you a week in the life as a PhD student. Gives you the ins and outs of what's happening, what's not happening, the difficulties, the ups, the downs, the left, the rights. So far, nothing realistically has been going on as of yet, but I just wanted to give you a snippet into my life, whether it is the good side or the bad side, but so far so good. If you're new here, welcome. Hopefully you stick around and like the channel, and if you're returning, welcome back. So, perfect. The cool thing about this, though, is that currently I'm in my classroom, like I said earlier, and we are in the process of situating myself for today. So today's class is going to be revealing prompt number 2 and everything that we need to do for prompt number 2, their readings and etc. In general, besides that, it's going to be a pretty easy day. I think right now my main targeted focus, since I already planned out both of the classes, is that I want to situate myself on what I'm going to teach on Thursday for the new class that I'm teaching, which is like the fast track composition 1 class here at Oakland Community College. And I know that I planned out the calendar and I have everything in mind of what exactly is going to be happening or what that is encompassing, but at the same time, I still want to be sure. The only other thing that I got to do is on my student side, I have to do quite some amount of reading, and then afterwards, I'm going to be situating myself on other things. So, don't know. So, update. It is currently 5:06 p.m. and there's a couple things that is currently happening. I ended up skimming majority of the papers for my OCC class. I have not read the papers for Wayne State University, but right now I was kind of going through it because for my OCC class, there is an influx of some students getting it and some students not getting it. And so I didn't really count. I didn't tally up how many of them like messed up and how many of them didn't. But I feel like there was more mess up than not, and so I don't know if that was because I did something wrong and I didn't teach appropriately, or they just didn't get it and they gaslit me to believe that they got it. And so there's a lot of things that are happening based on this argument. I used the weekend to like grade their paper and actually sit down and read them and process what I believe that they did right and what they did wrong. Assuming once I figure out and I get the individual's feedback and figure out what's up, I'm also going to look into the trends or like the ongoing bad side of things that each student was doing and compile them as a class dynamic and see like, oh, like all these students were doing blah blah wrong. And assuming that that's like the medium or whatever of like the class, then that means that that's something I'm gonna have to teach class wide. But I am kind of a little bit worried because I feel like maybe this is a me problem where I didn't teach it properly and I'm the bad guy, or maybe I did teach it properly, or they gaslit themselves or me or both into believing that they knew what they were talking about or they knew what they were doing, but they didn't bother to ask for help because whatever. And so low-key kind of going through it, but once I sit down and once I actually read the essays and actually dissect the essays, then I'll have a better perspective of what's going on. But till then, I'm just gonna not freak out and I'm gonna take it one step at a time and then I'll figure it out. So I don't know. Good afternoon. Today is Tuesday, September 16. It is currently 11:55 a.m. So I guess technically good morning, but whatever. Um, so right now I'm on my way to. I just arrived at Wayne State, and I'm gonna be ending up teaching my class at 1 p.m. But I came here early for two reasons. Well, technically three, but I'm gonna have to tackle the second reason some other time. But one of the reasons was I want to go get a Starbucks drink, so I'm gonna go do that right now. And then the second reason is that I wanted to sit down and read my students, what you gonna call it? I wanted to take a second to read my students' weekly journals, and they are the ones that they finished this Sunday, and those are like the ones that they tell me their academic side and their personal side, and I want to read them before the class starts so I can have something to talk about. And then I usually do my personal weekly journal on in the classroom, so I do it live for them to have their ha-has, hee-hees, or whatever you want to call it. And so that's how I'm going to start the class. Add a little bit of humor before we get to the business side of things. So update, it is currently 4:11 p.m. and I just got out of class, and honestly, as you can tell, I'm pretty exhausted. I'm pretty tired. Um, and I don't think I'm tired physically. I think I'm tired mentally. And I know we're barely 4 weeks into the semester, but that whole like essay thing yesterday when I read my students' essays really brought me down. And I don't know how I feel. Right now we were in class, and that whole purpose of that class is to do it's a practicum class where they teach you how to teach, and we do tips and tricks for each other. It's essentially like a kumbaya class where we all gather together and talk about our classes, like in terms of like what the ones we teach and then what we can do better or what we can change, etc., etc. So since everybody turned in their project number one today, we were evaluating other people's students' essays and seeing how they're doing a good job or bad job. And we were grading them on a 0 to 3 basis, 3 being exceptional, 1 doing okay, like passing, and 0 being like you, or 1 being like you did badly or whatever. And so obviously we all had our opinions about different essays, and it was really insightful and really nice and really cool. I haven't looked at my Wayne State University students' essays. I'm going to do that today. But all in all, like, I'm just emotionally exhausted, I think. And I still have to obviously grade everybody and everything, but tomorrow is going to be a day because tomorrow I have to go teach at Oakland Community College and I have to break the news of like what the hell, like what happened essentially. And so I'm going to look at some of the readings today for the essay reading and evaluate some of them today. I'm also going to look at the Wayne State ones, etc., etc. But honestly, right now I'm kind of hungry and I'm not really thinking about anything else but food. And so I don't know what to eat. Well, I don't know what I want to eat. I also want ice cream. I'm just going through it, honestly. So I don't even. Barely week 4 and I'm going through it. So I guess if you know, you know. So, update, it is currently 8:26 p.m. and there's a couple things that I want to talk about. First and foremost, yesterday I was panicking out, or yeah, yesterday I was going through it when it came to my essays for Oakland Community College, where I was saying that my students were kind of not with it, or whatever you want to call it, that they were doing kind of iffy. I want to retract that statement. So, overall, so here's the thing. First and foremost, if you're skimming something, don't contextualize it to the fullest extent. As in, like, don't give it all the attention. that you believe it deserves. When you're skimming something, you don't read the whole thing, and you're just going through it as fast as possible. You're not processing anything, and blah blah blah. Because I skimmed through everything, and because I read as fast as possible, the way that my brain analyzed everything was like, holy hell, these things are like terrible, and like et cetera, et cetera. So I was panicking over the fact that I believed my students did a terrible job. Upon reading the essays today, I read like 4 or 5 today, and upon reading them, I came to find out that they're actually not bad, and they're actually doing a good job. Um, Yes, there's some things that need to be changed or need to be addressed. There's a lot of writing structure problems. There's also a lot of like analytical insight that they like need to enforce a little bit more. Um, and so there's things here and there that we can focus on, and we can target as a classroom dynamic and be like, oh, everybody is struggling on this one thing. And so there's that. And so again, they're not perfect. I don't expect them to be perfect. But coming from like, oh my god, these things are god awful, to like now reading them and be like, oh, these are not bad. I'm just stupid, I guess. Um, is a huge relief because I did not anticipate that. Thank God. There is some things that tomorrow I'm going to talk about with them and be like, hey, like we need to tackle some of these things. I am going to make them do a reflection paper, not a reflection paper, but like a reflection post tomorrow, where in class they're going to talk for the next 10 minutes on a post and tell me how they felt about the essay and what did they feel and didn't feel. The one thing for sure that I have to go through is the MLA format. A lot of students just don't know how to properly structure a paper like essay, college essay, and so that's kind of wonky, and I have to address that for sure. But but I feel so much better. I feel so much alleviated, and I feel like I can breathe a little. And over the course of these upcoming days, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, I have to get those done because I won't be here. I'm going back to California for the weekend so I can see my family and I can also have a little bit of fun, I guess. With that being said, I feel so much more lighter and I'm not freaking out. And moral of the story is don't give skimming so much importance, and don't freak out, and don't overestimate something. I don't know how I'm going to put it, but yeah, you live and you learn, I guess. Good afternoon. It is Wednesday, September 17th. It is currently 1:05 p.m. and we are finally done teaching at Oakland Community College. So, a couple things. I didn't bring up the subject of the essays because I want to fully sit down and look at them before I even open my mouth. So we're going to take away that. I did, however, say that I was going to grade them and I was going to look into them. I gave them a snippet of like how I'm grading them and how I'm like assessing the whole situation. And that's that. And so they agreed on how I graded them and how I given the feedback, and everything is fine and dandy on that end. So yeah, that's wonderful. I did tell them that I was going to talk about them next week for the middle of the class, and if I gather the situation of like everybody doing like run-on sentences or whatever, then we're gonna have a class on how to fix run-on sentences and how to spot them and so on and forth. So that was that. Um, Wearing kind of like a random shirt. I got this shirt from my in-law, and I finally wore it after like maybe a Christmas ago. I don't even remember. But I was like, oh, let me put this on. It looks okay. I don't even know how I look, to be honest. Um, I am debating whether or not I'm going to my technical writing class tonight, which is from like 6 p.m. to like 9 something p.m. or 8 something p.m. And I'm just kind of debating it. I honestly kind of feel like I want to go home and just grade. So I'm not really sure how I'll go about this information. But despite that, overall, I am going to go home and I am going to start doing some work. Um, I'm kind of hungry though. I've been hungry in general. I feel like I'm not eating properly, but that's because I don't have enough time and I'm like rushing everywhere. So I don't know. I also have to edit the video for today, and today's video that I have to post is when we go to Korea to get our tattoos, so that's pretty exciting. And so I have to fix that, and then we'll see. Tomorrow I have lecture for Wayne State. I have to give out lecture, and then tomorrow is my first day where I'm teaching the super fancy, well, not super fancy, but the super long class here in Oakland Community College, and I'm kind of like freaking out. I don't know what I'm going to be teaching. Well, I do know, but I don't know, and so I'm just like all over the place. So I have to figure that out as well. But you see, I'm all over the place. That's why I'm probably not even going to go to this place. I just, I have a couple of packages that I'm going to arrive at home, but whatever. So update. It is currently 2:13 p.m. and I'm finally home. I bought myself some Chipotle from the Amex card because they give you that promotion for Uber Eats or whatever. I got a package, like a solo package, and I'm pretty sure this is the package that I got from Japan, which is, oh, I didn't get anything from Japan, but it is the Magic the Gathering release kit for MTG Atlanta, I think. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I don't really think there's anything else. But I also went to get Dunkin' because, again, I have the credit for Dunkin' as well. And so I was like, oh, I'm going to do like a treat me out stuff, especially because I was hungry and I've been hungry, like I've been saying. But then also, I get home to 3 more packages. And 2 of those packages are chairs that Sandy bought. And so now I have, I guess, chairs for the dining, but I have to build them, and like nobody got time for that. And then the other package, I believe, is my hangers for my clothes. I think so. And so I don't know what to do in my life now, because now apparently I have stupid packages to open left and right and assemble apparently. So I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what this package is. So let me open this. Let me open this one. Oh, it is the Magic the Gathering one. You see? Nice. I'll open this later. Oh my god. Alright, cool. Cool beans. Alright, so I guess I'm gonna get to building the chairs, and then I'll show you after the before and after. Well, the before is unassembled. The after, we'll get to it. So, small little update. I finally got done building the chairs, but when I initially built the first chair, I just couldn't stop laughing because I don't think you would be able to tell by me showing you through video. I think you would have to look at them in person, and obviously that's not going to happen. But when you look at them in person, they look like they are chairs for like a little kiddie table or for like a little child. Or I don't know what the vibe is, but they gave me like a little small child vibe, and this thing is hilarious. Look at this. They are like, I don't even know how you would call this, like modernized. You know what they remind me of? They remind me of the office chairs that people like therapists or psychiatrists put in their office. They look all like fancy schmancy. But these things are tiny, bro. At least I think they're tiny. Right now I'm sitting on one and it's whatever. But look at them. You can't really get the idea that I'm trying to get. But they look like small in terms of like the size. And I guess this is what like deceives it, like the back brace or whatever is the one that makes it deceiving that it looks small. But the actual like booty cushion is actually pretty big. So I don't really know. I forgot to mention, well, I did mention it, but I got the Magic the Gathering box and now I'm going to open it and see what's inside. Well, I already know what's inside, but you know, I never opened one of these, so pretty exciting stuff. How does this look? Welcome to your own personal Magic Con. Oh. Okay. And then what's in it? I get a card. How do I take this off? Oh, it's attached to it. It's called Spaghetti Junction. There's other cards in here. We'll put this to the side. And then we have Rainbow Foil Edition. Ooh. And then I got a booster box. Yes, it's a booster box. This is where I'm gonna, my dopamine levels, and I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Oh my God. Let's see. I think this is the one cards that I wanted in general. This is the one that I was actually excited for. It's like the whole reason why I bought this. I don't really care. Well, I don't know if it's part of that or if it's something else, but I know I wanted some of this. Is it this one's? Oh, it is. Yes. The only reason why I wanted these is because of this Dragon. It was like the, what's it called? What's this set called? The Plains Chase or whatever set, where it comes off like Termagoyf. That's literally the only reason. I just wanted this. And then technically speaking, I wanted the lightning bolt too. But that's it. That's literally it. Everything else is like a plus. It comes with this one. And it comes with the Dragon. And then it comes with the lightning bolt. And then it comes with Spaghetti Junction. What is this actually? Oh, it's a land. Oh, it would have been cool if it was like a legendary monster and we can like use it. And then it's a bunch of fucking boosters. Oh my God, it's so exciting. My dopamine is just here. I remember when I used to buy these by the case. I used to buy these by the cases. It would be like $1,200 a case. So I could just open them. Each booster has 15 cards. Oh my God. All right, that's it. Hello, today is Thursday, September 18. It is currently 2:53 p.m. and boy has it been a day. So I haven't vlogged at all today because I just been up and at 'em. I woke up relatively, first and foremost, last night I just could not go to bed. I wasn't sleepy. I was tossing and turning. I couldn't fall asleep. At some point, I guess my body gave out and it ended up falling asleep. And so there was that. But today in the morning, I woke up like around 8 or 9, and then I was bed rotting for a hot minute. And then afterwards, I ended up getting up, getting ready, etc., etc. And then I went to Wayne State. I got myself a Starbucks because that's my routine. And then I went to go teach class. And now I am at Oakland Community College, where I'm going to be starting my 3-hour-long class later today. I start teaching a composition 1 class, which is a fast track class. So instead of like the 16, 18 weeks, it is down to 12, I believe. And that's fine and all, but it starts today. It starts later tonight, like at 6. And it ends until like 9:45 or something like that. So there's that. So I decided just to come here immediately after Wayne State. I technically have like 2 more hours to go before I start teaching because I have 2 sections. I have one section where it's an hour-long class where I just talk to them and be like, hey, where are you guys at in terms of what you need help with, etc., etc. And we adapt the class to be like that. And then we have the 3-hour-long class, which is basically the olive branch to that one and be like, oh, this is where we implement what we learned in that 1-hour class or whatever. And that's the 3-hour-long class. And that starts like at 6 or something. Hello, so it is currently 9:16 p.m. and we are finally done teaching our first lecture here at Oakland Community College, and it was quite fun. It was kind of fun and quite funny. I tried to make it more lively, but yeah, it's something. First of all, some of the students come to the 1 hour prior class, and that is meant for them to get more individual help because they believe that they are not fully there when it comes to English. But I think that's like a university thing. It's not necessarily a them thing. So it's kind of whatever. They are more than welcome to use the class, or they're not, assuming that they have like a particular question and whatnot. But then afterwards, we have a 3-hour class, which is crazy, which is fun because I try to make it fun, but it's also crazy that I have people that are there trying to gather their thoughts for 4 hours straight, essentially. And so, unfortunately, though, because it is a fast track class and because it is like super fast paced or whatever, they only have a limited amount of time on how much like they have to basically become a sponge and retain. And so they have to talk about their first paper. We had to talk about that. We had to talk about their prompt. We had to talk about everything that they are trying to finish in like 3 classes. So each paper gets 3 class sessions, which is 9 hours of context. Within that context, I have to teach them about um, how to write a thesis, how to write a paper in general, how to do A, B, and C. And then assuming that they don't know any of this, then they have to go about it like that. But it is a complicated thing. Some people know how to write a paper, some other people don't know how to write a paper. And because of that, we have to fluctuate the way we go about it. But it's still kind of fun. I mean, in general, it is fun. And so the only thing that I'm combating in general with them is the sense of fatigue because it is so late at night. A lot of people are tired. They probably came from work or they probably don't want to be there until 9 p.m. But unfortunately, to some extent, we do have to take up all of that class time because we don't have that much class times, especially because it's fast track. But they did get their homework assignment for this particular week. I told them that essay number 1 is meant to be a testing ground for everything. So they are supposed to turn in their thesis statement and talk about themselves with their individual weekly journal, the stereotypical one that I usually give. And they also have to contextualize to me what they feel comfortable and not comfortable with when it comes to the English language and essay writing, academic writing, etc., etc. Assuming that everybody and their mother tells me that they don't know how to write a single sentence, they don't know how to write an essay, then we're going to have a class-wide discussion on how to write a proper essay, and etc., etc. For today, it was all about thesis statements to some extent. We talked about that because that's what they're going to turn in, and a lot of people tend to not know how to go about that. Majority of the class is people that haven't taken a university class in a hot minute, and so they don't know that world. And so I understood that, and we based it on that. And so, yeah. Pretty sure the little area where they make. Hello, good afternoon. It is currently Friday, September 19th, and it is currently 6:35 p.m. And it's been a while of like me lifting the camera today. I had not done any of that today, but I have an excuse for that. Well, it's not an excuse, it's a reason, and it's a valid one. I woke up today in the morning with the intention that I was going to be productive, and boy, was I productive. Out of like what is it, like maybe 60 students that I have, I graded an entire classroom setting for my essays. And so out of all those students, I think I have only like around 20 more essays to do. So I graded like around 40 throughout the whole day today. And obviously I still have a couple more. I don't know if it's actually 20 or if it's more or less. But with the 30 or whatever that I graded, I basically knocked out an entire class. And so I guess those people are happy slash having a mental breakdown, assuming they got a good grade or a bad grade, right? And so there's that. I was gonna tackle my Wayne State University students, but I was literally grading them, and they're good. Don't get me wrong; they're not bad at all. They're actually really good essays, and I was grading them easily. But but I was like dying. Like my brain was just already dying. It was shutting down. I wanted to take a nap, but then I was like, oh, like no, don't do that because like you're not gonna go to sleep later on tonight. And so I was like, ugh. So I didn't take a nap, but I did end up turning off the computer and like getting away from there. I went to go wash dishes, take out the trash, do A, B, and C, and whatever. And then I never got back into it. So I'm still debating whether or not I'm gonna get back into it and like grade, but I'm just like feeling a Mr. Krabs, to be honest. I'm getting that like laziness stump, and I just want to like bed rot all day and just like lay there. But unfortunately, I don't want to also do that because I feel like I'm just gonna waste my day. So I decided to edit the video for tomorrow. Oh, I'm sorry, not tomorrow, for Sunday, which is like the one that is of us coming back from Korea after getting our tattoos. So this is like video 21, I believe. And so you won't get this video for a hot minute, but yeah, so that's like a change of scenery where I'm like doing this for like a hot minute and then I get bored of this and probably go back into grading. But right now I'm kind of sort of getting hungry and I don't really know what I'm gonna go about doing. I didn't want to take out anything to cook or anything to prepare because usually when I prepare stuff, I prepare it in abundance because that's what I'm gonna eat for an entire week. I don't know if I said this. Tomorrow I go back to San Diego. I like fly to San Diego. Well, I fly to LAX, and I'm going down to San Diego to see my mom and see my in-laws. But also, the reason I'm going to San Diego or to LA is because of Boiler Room, which is like a dancing event or like an EDM event that I planned way before I even moved to Wayne or took anything Wayne related. And so, yeah, I am going to go see Sandy. I'm going to go see my mom. I'm going to go see everybody. And nobody knows except Sandy and her parents and her family, but my mom doesn't know, so I'm gonna like pop in and surprise her, and I don't think she knows that I'm gonna be in San Diego. So hopefully she doesn't pay attention to my location because she does have it, but she usually doesn't, so we're pretty good on that. You know, the other things that I've been coming to mind is that like for example, um the videos that I usually start talking about my stuff and what's going on, they're like I talk for like about 4 or 5 minutes. And you know, if it's an individual video, then I get it. It's not that long. But then when I start editing it and I say all this content, like what the hell am I gonna do? So it's kind of sometimes I'm kind of afraid to like talk because I do have a lot to say. Like I have to talk about, I would want to talk about what I spoke to with my advisor. I want to talk how like this upcoming week, the next week is going to be, I'm going to be talking to my supervisor and I'm going to be talking to the department chair to kind of plan out my journey as a PhD student and all this other jazz. But then again, if I keep rambling and rambling and rambling and rambling, like this video alone is going to be like 10 minutes. And then when I start editing that weekly video, I think it's going to be like a whole decade. Right now, one of the things that I'm trying to do is my excuse for my videos being super long, because if you're new here, usually my videos are about like 30 minutes long, 40 minutes long. And now because of the Japan trip and because that's what I'm uploading right now, well, yeah, they are like an hour long because it's a lot of content to like jam pack. And so my excuse was like I'm gonna be recording and I'm gonna be presenting them one video on Wednesday and one video on Sunday. But then when we go back to normal and we start going about my PhD life, I wanted to go back to like my 20-minute, 30-minute, 40-minute videos because I don't want people to just be watching for an hour type of ordeal. Hello, good morning. Today is Saturday, September 20th. It is currently 11:32 a.m. and we are back in the motherland of, well, right now we're in Los Angeles, California, and Sandy picked me up. Hey, I made it back to the motherland. And then we're gonna be going down to San Diego. Nobody knows that I'm here besides her family and herself. My mom don't know. Nobody knows. So we're gonna end up coming. But the update is that my flight was at, when was my flight? At 9 in the morning. And I had my friend, Josh, pick me up. So he was the one who gave me a ride to the airport. He was like, I'll be there at 7 or whatever. And everything was fine and dandy. I had that premeditated in my brain. And then lo and behold, I couldn't fall asleep. And so I didn't fall asleep at all. I ended up just going with Josh. He picked me up. We went to Starbucks. We got Starbucks. I was drinking my coffee, blah, blah. And then I was kind of feeling it. And then at some point in the airplane, I was reading. And while I was reading, I like knocked out. I was like, I'm so tired. And so I ended up knocking out. So right now we're gonna go eat something. Cause like I said.
And I haven't had any food.
Nobody has had any food?
Only coffee.
And then afterwards, we're driving all the way down to San Diego because I gotta show face before we come back up to Boiler Room in LA. Oh, it's a Punchies week. Hello. So update. It is currently 4:14 p.m. here in San Diego, California. We finally made it all the way down to San Diego. Honestly, for being a Saturday, it was like very intense in the sense of like traffic. Like we couldn't catch a break. Like Jesus. We are here. Managed to drop some stuff off at Sandy's place, and now I am on my way to my mom's. My mom has been calling me. She called me twice, and she called me through video earlier, like about 2 or 3 hours ago, and I didn't pick up. And even though she has my location, she isn't the type of person that will check my location. So hopefully she hasn't checked it. And assuming that she doesn't, then she's going to get a surprise. But assuming that she has already checked it, then I guess. So, update. I came to my mom's house, and luckily she's not here. I thought she was going to be here, and I was going to knock and surprise her and whatever, but apparently she's not here. She's currently at the grocery store buying stuff for dinner, I guess. I don't know why she's there, but Sebastian is here, and he almost ruined everything because he was on the phone with her. And as soon as he saw me, he was like, Junior! That's what they call me. And she was on the phone, and luckily she didn't hear that part. So he ended up just faking the conversation. And I used that knowledge to go back outside and move Sandy's car to another location so she doesn't know that I'm here. And so when she comes over, and I'm pretty sure she's going to open the garage, and then she's going to be like, yeah, come and help me to unload the groceries. I'm going to be like, okay, I'm coming. And then she's probably going to start crying. So I'm going to record the crying session and hit her in the feels because nobody expected it. Apparently, Sebastian wasn't even looking at my location either. So nobody's looking at my location. I know for a fact that she doesn't know I'm here. So this is exciting. So we'll see how this goes. I'll show you guys in a bit. I'm checking her location right now. And I'm pretty sure this garage is going to open anytime soon because she's right outside. But we'll see.
Oh, she's gone. Mom.
Sebastián,
Mm.
¿puedes venir a ayudar, por favor?
Oh, sí. Ya voy.
Gracias, bye.
Bye. It's a big moment.
Just go. Okay, let's go. Let's go. ¿Que ocupa ayuda?
¿Qué haces aquí? ¿Qué haces aquí, cabrón? ¿Qué haces? ¡Ay, mi hermano! Ay, mi corazón hermoso, mi hijo. ¿Por qué no me dijiste que venías, hijo? Ay, hijo de la chica.
I told you. So now she's calling my grandma right now. Let's see what's happening. Let's see what's gonna happen. Watch her not even pick up.
Hola. ¿Eh? Ay, ¿qué crees? Ay, casi me da un infarto, madre. Ay, no.
Hello.
Madre, ¿qué andas haciendo, hijito?
No. Ahí está, míralo.
Hello. Mucho good, mucho good.
Ay, qué bueno, mijito, ¿cómo estás?
Oh, my bad, my bad.
That's how you use the thumbnail. Hold up, you gotta get the thumbnail.
A thumbnail? She makes a thumbnail.
Look, it's perfect. I haven't even touched it.
But besides that, it is Sunday, so I am going to be closing out this video, and then now, with Boiler Room, I'm going to start, recording that for the upcoming video. And so with that being said, if you are new here, my name is Manuel Gonzalez. I am a newly PhD student at Wayne State University in Detroit, Michigan. I am currently in San Diego, California, where I basically come from, and we are doing a site visit. And if you're returning, thank you for watching. Hopefully you end up returning. For the new people, this channel is all about my PhD journey and everything that I do on a week in the life aesthetic. I showed you the ins and outs about a PhD life student, what I do as a teacher, what I do as a student, and all that fun stuff. But with that being said, thank you for watching, and see you guys next week.